Way back in the age of antiquity, your boy Hot Soup was a pimply faced nerd addicted to an MMO, which almost ruined my semester in college. That game,
Now you can. Star Wars Galaxies, the total experience. You can live the adventure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Become a Jedi.
I spent literally days without sleeping online, just gathering resources, setting up a shop, and relevant to this video, playing my oddly erotic clue horn all day. Of course, be Star Wars, they couldn't just call it a flute. Also, as a side note, did you know the music they play in that cantina scene is called jizz? You know, a spacey twist on jazz. Jizz. Yeah. I blew a lot of jizz in college. Hansu. Being a musician in Star Wars Galaxies was very profitable. The songs you played buffed up players with combat boosts, gathering boosts, crafting, you name it. And the best part was you could stack these. So what tended to happen was people would pay musicians who had leveled up their skills a good amount of credits to just sit there and AFK while their character got boosted. This was about a 5 to 10 minute process. My memory might be off here. I just remember it was a significant time investment. And usually you'd start your online play session going through this routine of finding a musician, paying them to get boosted, and then playing for whatever hours the buff persisted, and then rinse repeat. Musicians were easy to find. Lots of us would just hang out in the big cities waiting for customers. So yeah, I would do this for hours on end, get a good amount of credits, and invest that into my fledgling weapon shop. I made quite a name for myself as a musician and a shopkeeper. It was a significant part of my enjoyment of Star Wars Galaxies, actually. I mention all this to help you realize how absolutely floored I was when I heard New World was bringing instruments into the game and they would be able to buff people. I am so excited. Usually I'm not one to jump into the PTR or anything, but I had to check this out. And man, it was like cuddling up to a warm blanket. I swear someone on that dev team used to play Star Wars Galaxies because they basically ripped off all the best aspects of the instrument stuff from that game. The variety of instruments is cool, though a mandolin and a guitar seems like a weird choice. I guess this is common for the times, like the 1700s or whatever that they're going for. I have no idea. They just seem very similar in sound and look. Upright bass is a surprise. I do think other games with similar concepts do lack in the bass, and we know it's all about the bass, right? Huh? The drums are cute. What the hell is this? They couldn't just put in a regular flute? When am I going to get a regular flute in an MMO? Instead, it looks like I'm blowing the nutcracker. But all in all, I approve. This is pretty sick. They added new slots in the inventory for these things. The UI already looked cluttered as hell. I was actually surprised it went down this route with slotting instruments. But yeah, it's okay. It doesn't take up too much screen real estate or anything. And I appreciate it not using up my precious inventory space. So the way this works is first you have to find a space to start up your instruments. They won't let you do it too close to other players or in restricted areas. This does prevent people soloing in close proximity, but makes it possible for groups to form a band to play together in a single spot. That's pretty nifty. You collect sheet music to build out a song. Once you have all the pieces for that song, it unlocks the play in this menu. The songs are organized by difficulty, and it's not immediately clear to me which ones actually provide buffs. I had to click on each one separately, but I may have missed it. I kind of breezed through this part of it. So yeah, you choose a song and the instrument to play them on. In the PTR, everything was handed to me as a tester. I don't know how hard it's going to be to collect all of this in the live game. There's a lot here. It seems like you get these as quest rewards for the summer event, but I believe they are random drops out of chests as well. Once you start the song, you're playing a Guitar Hero type mini game where you need to press the notes mapped to keybinds at the right moment. By the way, this one in particular is just both primary and secondary mouse button together. I didn't get it at first, so hopefully this helps you if you're in the same boat. This was surprisingly fun, and the music choices are really good. I haven't found a bad tune yet. The difficulty is no joke, though. The expert level was really hard. You're using a keyboard, and that felt awkward, too, so I think that may have a lot to do with it. Hopefully someone gets an actual plastic guitar to work with this. Content ideas, eh? I also did a few of the Summer Medley event missions. I didn't want to spoil too much before I experienced it in live, But yeah, they are very connected to the instruments and big time into the fishing for some reason. In this clip I'm showing, I had to go to this bug area and play a specific song to capture them for a mission. So that was neat. So how does this compare to my experience with Galaxies and my nostalgia? It's definitely capturing the same love. It's not exactly the same approach, where you just sit in a town and kind of AFK and let your character play buffs for other people and you get tips and stuff. You do have to be actively engaged with what you're doing here. I guess that's a good change. The buffs don't seem game changing. You know, I did a lot of gathering buffs here. I think that's actually a missed opportunity. I know a ton of people who love being musicians and specializing in this service in multiple MMOs, not just Star Wars Galaxies. Lord of the Rings Online had a similar thing. Yeah, I think even Rust has a similar thing. Hopefully they expand on this. I'd love to see some combat buffs. I could see a group before a dungeon run breaking out the instruments and playing a tune, you know, or even in a war before the war, you got some music coming out of the fort while people are buffing up. I think that could be really cool. I really hope they consider it. All in all, a great addition to the game. Kudos to the devs. This is definitely classic MMO content that I think everyone will appreciate. It's just a fun thing to add to the game. I love it. I also checked out some of the event rewards. They are bringing back cheap food buffs, similar to what they had for the winter event. They're all new dishes, though, even if they have the same buffs from that winter event, which is a nice touch. Really fish themed. I definitely suggest you stock up on these. They saved me a ton of coin in the past. Well, that's all I got. I didn't want to spoil, too much about the quest. I just had to get in there and play these instruments. I'm eagerly awaiting this coming to live, and I hope you guys are too. And if you like my New World content, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more, please hit that subscribe. And I will see you all in Eternum.